Hello, Fly Nation, and welcome to the Freestyle Your Life podcast, the one and only podcast inspiring you to live your authentic greatness while teaching you that less is more. I'm your host, Erneste Zimmermann, and I'm on my mission to help you to be the hero you were meant to be and to live what you came for in life and in business. Remember, the quest we came here for is to discover our true nature, explore our potential, and share it by living. Hello Fly Nation! It's my pleasure to announce the Fly winner of August 2019. Congratulations to Lorraine Hoving. She's an optimist with a passion to change the world just like I am. With her online series called Never Too Late Ever, she inspires others to make the next chapter of their lives and be their best. Lorraine has lost so many weight and she will share this shortly on the Fly podcast too. Her aha moment came when she turned 60 years and realized her life was 2/3 over. Now she's taking her message of hope and inspiration to audience live across the country and on SOB radio. Welcome to today's episode on the Fly Freestyle Your Life podcast number 39. How to grow and monetize your business with a book with Marc Guberti. He's the host of the Breakthrough Success podcast, the Content Marketing Success Summit, and best-selling author. In this interview, we explore the best tactics for self-published authors to grow your business by sharing strategies to monetize your book and increase your impact. By subscribing to the Fly Freestyle Your Life podcast on freestyle-your-life.com/podcast and referring 3 friends who might also profit from the tips revealed, you qualify for the I Love the Fly podcast giveaway. Subscribe now and get ready to win amazing prizes provided by the experts and myself. Today, Marc is gifting us with his new book, The Wealthy Author, revealing all the tactics to grow and monetize your business with your book in detail. Let's dive right into today's interview with Marc and learn the best tips to increase your impact with your book. Have fun with it. Fly Nation, it's my pleasure. Please help me welcome today Marc Guberti. And he's a podcast colleague. He's an author colleague, and we have so much in common what we will share with you. He is, he's one of 2 lovely sons of a even more lovely mom, which I met in Tampa in Florida in February. So I don't know, I feel so close to you because my sons are almost the age than you and your brother Michael, and Michael was on the pod here already. And you have been too busy, that's why you came a little bit later. And your mom was on here too, and I learned everything why she came into the health business there because of you being ill, right? So I didn't know that before. So we know each other personally, and of course that's lovely to meet here and see each other again. So Marc is very successful with the Breakthrough Success podcast, and I just checked it, and you have 347 episodes up there. How long are you doing this, Marc?
I've been podcasting since summer 2016, so at this point we are heading towards year number 3, but it's been really exciting along the way.
Well, that's fantastic. So I'm relatively new, but I already did 45 interviews in a row, and I'm booked out till the end of October. So it went on and on and on. And just after you, Milana Leshinsky, she's a famous expert on simplicity. Sometimes I struggle with the words, so sorry for that. And she's also a mentor of mine. and she will be coming up later. So every day I have 2 or 3 interviews, and like you, we are just crazy busy, right? But it is so much fun to have you here today. So you are a social media expert, and especially in the content marketing and what works and how to put the content up there to gain the attention of the audience, right? That is one big field there, and as well as your host of the podcast. And I would love to talk with you about the new book, Marc. Well, I'm writing my book. I'm doing 2 books in a row, and I have the Fly online summit coming here, which goes side by side with the podcast. So I'm working on 4 projects simultaneously, and which is sometimes a little bit challenging, but it's just so much fun. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it with so much energy inside, right? So is it out, the book already?
Yes, The Wealthy Author is currently on Amazon as paperback, and Kindle. We're working on the audiobooks still.
Yes, so I would be keen to learn from you about that, because I think my audience here is mostly entrepreneurs. So you have been writing the book to make authors wealthy by showing them how to gain passive income with the book, right? This is the goal for that. And this, of course, is interesting for everybody. So we are not, I'm not writing a fiction book, so I'm writing a book which is on my topic, self-mastery and authenticity here. And of course, it has a part of, biography of myself in it, because these are my life lessons I had to learn that I share. And of course, it has all the principles and the system in it. And that's, so it's partly biography, and the rest is just the learning inside. So please go ahead, Marc. It's your stage to tell about your book. It's called The Wealthy Author. Make your books work for you and earn passive income, right?
Yep. So The Wealthy Author, the book, as briefly mentioned, goes into how do we make money as authors. And the book talks about, the ways you think about making money as an author, like selling books, book royalties. We definitely cover that in the book, but there's a lot more to becoming a wealthy author than just selling books, because you could use the content inside of your book to make more money. I feel like this is something a lot of people miss out on. So for a lot of authors, what they're doing now is on the first page, they're introducing a free offer to get people on their email list. This is something that any reader can see on Amazon when they preview the first few pages of the book for free. So even if people don't buy your book, they could join your email list. And that is a common tactic out there for self-published authors who've written a bunch of books. But another thing you could do with the Kindle version, ebook, is incorporate affiliate links. You can put hyperlinks in your books. You can have people click on them to go to different places. You can't do that in a paperback, but you can in that.
Ah, okay. Okay. So, any affiliate link you're thinking of, or?
So it's just whatever you want to promote. So I promote ClickFunnels in the book. So when I mention ClickFunnels, I put my link in there. When I promote Teachable or any software or any book, I put my link in there, because you can make more than $2 per book sale.
Okay. So that would be the second one. The first one was in the introduction. Mention your freebie and subscription to your list, right?
Yes.
And something else?
The
or
affiliate
your office,
offers.
or what? Or for example, with just taking us here, the podcast, right?
Yeah, you could definitely promote that in the book to build a relationship.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm writing this down, not only for the show notes, but to learn from it, because then I will just follow your guidance here and do it myself. Okay, for the relationship. Okay, any other idea on that?
You could also, some people, they will go through the end of your book, think, wow, that's great, but I don't want to do this, or I don't know how to do this. So you could introduce coaching or services at the end of your book that basically say, like, for instance, my Wealthy Author book, it's like, hey, you want to write a book, but it takes a lot of work. Let me ghostwrite it for you. That is one of the things I do at the end of the book as well, for anyone who's interested in that.
Oh, that's great. Uh-huh. Because you did self-publishing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm nearly, how can I say it? But I'm a big fan of Brian Tracy. I have him for, I don't know, nearly whole my life as a coach, in personal development first, and then he was my sales coach. And then he's actually is my book coach, and he's my coach for speaking on stages. So I I nearly have everything of him, right? And he has written over 80 books. Of course, he has quite a little bit older than us. But I think this is such an amazing man with so many wisdom in so many fields. It's incredible when I listen to his courses, which I all have there. And he is setting up sort of templates, right? And that's relatively easy to follow. And as he has so much experience in, for example, writing the books, having written over 80, so he's really the chef on there. So I follow his guidance most of the times, right? And but I don't want to publish with an editor, no publisher. I'm also with Chandler, Chandler
Yeah, I
self-publishing
know. Yeah.
tool. Yes. And I just like this guy. He's so amazing, and he's so what he reached at this young age is incredible, right? So I follow him for a long time now, and I made up my mind to self-publish and then publish it on Amazon. So that's my process, and I'm going through there. And so many of the things you're just mentioning, I know from these guys. And of course, I have the end in mind with the links and whatever I offer, right? And but there is a big promotion needed upfront, right? So how did you do that?
So the way I do a promotion upfront for any book now is I will make it available for pre-order. And part of the reason behind pre-order is that it gives you a deadline to finish the book and to have it published. So when I put something on pre-order, that means I'm not done with the book. I got to scramble to get it done. But it also means it's going to be a really valuable book, and you're going to get it quicker than if I just decide to publish it whenever I feel 100% ready. So doing that allows me to write the book faster, but also get the initial sales, the initial momentum, being able to promote pre-order, because pre-order gets a lot of attention. And if you could rank the book, if you get enough sales right away, Amazon will start promoting it for you a lot more. So I share my email list when I come out with a new book. I reach out to a bunch of contacts. I intentionally make the book really low. It's either 99 cents or $2.99 during pre-order, because that's not a lot of money for someone to give if they just want to support my work. So that allows the book to generate a lot of sales right away. It's all about one-on-one relationships. That's for anyone, because not everyone has an email list, and getting partners involved to help promote as well.
Yes, and is there a section, or where do you have to? Oh, the sun is it too bright? The sun is just coming out. Is there a special section where I should put it? Where should I put it? Is there a pre-order section, or when do I have to start? How long?
I would suggest coming out with the pre-order first. So you have a page for people to go to buy the book, but don't do the pre-order when you're ready. Because if you have the pre-order, you set it for 90 days, that's the amount of time you have to finish your book, have it edited, have everything ready. So it's good to also give you that deadline, that incentive to finish your work.
Okay, and where do I put it again? I did not understand yet.
That's all in the pre-order section.
There, I have to sign it in there.
Oh, KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, allows you to set your books up for pre-order.
Kindle Direct Publishing. Okay, I will look this up. Okay, for pre-order. That's a great tip, Mark, for pre-order. And this runs normally about 3 months.
Yes, you could do whatever you want. I mean, I've done 3 weeks if I felt like the book's ready. And other times I've done a few months. 3 months is the max you can do for Kindle Direct Publishing. I know for iTunes and Barnes & Noble, I believe you could do up to a year, but I haven't done a pre-order on those places yet.
Okay, and did you put it together and did you write it yourself and then let it edit, or how did you do it?
I wrote the book I write my own books from start to finish. But if someone's listening to this, doesn't really want to put in that kind of work or isn't sure how to get started, that is something that I do help with as a ghostwriter for business books.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what is the amount? What do they take, or what do you take? So you're just telling us you do that, because I had the impression I don't want to type it myself, right? So if I don't come up with a better solution, I will dictate it and then just let it transcribe.
Yeah, dictation is certainly really good. Otter.ai is a really great tool for doing that.
What is it?
Otter.ai, OTTER.ai, really great dictation tool, allows you to dictate right on the spot.
Auditor?
Otter, OTTER.ai.
Ah, yes. Otter, yeah. Didn't get it the first time. Yes.
No worries.
Okay. For transcription, I have it written down there. Yeah. Okay. So because I don't like to be stuck too much on in the office on the laptop, so I get problems with my back when I'm sitting all day. So I always try to work on a higher desk sometimes, if I don't have to be here in the studio and with the cameras and everything. So I just take my laptop and go to my terrace and just have a table at my perfect height, and I work there, so I don't have to stick to the desk here all the time. That's just more comfortable for me. So that's why I thought I will just dictate it. Okay. So how long did the book take you?
Books usually take me anywhere from 1 to 2 months to complete. The reason is I do an 80 to 100 page book instead of one of these longer, like 200 to 300 page books. And if you do the shorter books, it allows you to finish them quicker and provide a more targeted, specific experience for the reader.
Right. That's what I made up my mind too, because I learned that from Chandler. He said, we are talking about Chandler Ball from Self-Publishing School, just to make that clear. We are, of course, we know their names, but just to have the audience follow here. Because I learned that from Chandler, who is saying longer books don't gain really success, right? Because then the topic is, if you write a fiction book, maybe it will be a really long story, but our topic here is sort of really, business strategies and tips, right? And inspiration we share. It's not a story inside everything. And I consider the 90, 100 pages. That's my goal also.
Mm.
Okay. So any other tips, Marc, for our listeners here who, of course, in my system, I provide whatever I've tested everything, and whatever made sense for me, everything I announce or I provide in the system or I mention is what I have been through or testing before. So it's still that everything works different for every person, right? Because we're ticking not all the same, but I'm providing sort of step-by-step plans and frameworks to follow. And well, sometimes they are just not complete or whatever, they don't work, right? So the system has to be complete and teachable and workable. And it still might be the case it doesn't work for everybody, right? So this is what my goal is. Okay, so any other suggestion on how to succeed here in this challenging goal to get the book really ready and on top?
I would just say just focus on building relationships. That's the most important thing you can do. And just really taking time to nurture relationships too, like reaching out to people when you have a book coming out. And also building the relationship before, like nurturing it before that. Like you don't want to just reach out to people when you need them for help.
Yes.
You should like help them in some way. And then, you know, when you ask for help and there's like a 99 cent or a $2.99 book, people are more easy to jump in and help out.
Right. Totally agree. So we are in the business, we are sharing ourselves here, our learnings and opinions, of course, and also I'm as well as you on your podcast and also the summit you just had here, or myself on the Fly Summit coming up later on this year. We are sharing our learnings and know-how, right, and tips, but also the experts' tips on whatever topic relates. I only take people I relate, and of course the topic relates to my audience, right? So any other people might be nice to talk, but doesn't make too much sense, right? So the audience will be bored or whatever, will be asking themselves what is it about, right? So this is what you mentioned here is sort of a shorter version of a book. You don't need a big thing and a publisher and everything. But did you get an editor to edit it? Because what I realized is when I read over and over and over and over again, right? And then I have all the pages and context in my head, and then I don't see the mistakes no more. That's normal.
So I'll be honest here. I just write the book, finish it, look at it a week later, and just edit it myself. And the reason behind that, I know that, you know, if you look at it, will you find a grammar mistake in there? Maybe. But at the end, it's not about the grammar, like for one of my books and for, I'd say 99% of books, it's not about the grammar. It's about the experience. So I would rather come out with a high value book with some grammar mistakes than a grammatically perfect book that doesn't provide you value at all. And I like to look at the stock market because I invest there. And I look at the articles that get published every day by all these different places. And it's very common for me to, just like yesterday, I saw a typo at CNBC and I read through the article. And it was a noticeable typo, but I mean, like, you just continue reading it because that's the value you want from it. So I didn't care about that typo. And the only reason I'm bringing it up right now is because, like, a typo didn't say to me, wow, this company's bad, doesn't know what they're doing, they're not grammatically checking stuff. It's let me read the rest of this article, get the value that I need, and then move on. So that's my different approach to editing. I know people like to have an editor. I know it works for a bunch of people, but for me, my setup, I'd rather do it that way.
Yeah, me, I'm the same, and I don't worry too much. And when I started here with the podcast, of course, I'm a native German, so I think I can speak quite well, but still sometimes I struggle with the pronunciation of words or whatever, or maybe the grammar. And but yeah, that's just authentic to me, right? So anyway, this is my topic here, and I live what I preach, right? So yeah, I just discover sometimes people in groups. So I'm together with plenty of the big experts there in their groups, and then somebody is writing, oh, there is a typo there, and that every time I think, well, don't you have other problems than a typo in so I'm reacting. That wouldn't be one word for me, right? Because that is nonsense. That is nothing, right?
Right.
But if you don't have other problems, well, then jump on the typo. Yes. But I would do it the same way. I will with the freebie or whatever. I did read it over and over, and I let the program run over it with Grammarly, especially as I'm not native speaker. And yeah, if there is a typo at the end, it's just like that. That's authentic and normal, and we are all humans, right?
Yeah.
So, anything else to add? And thanks for your gift, Marc, because Marc did gift us with one copy of the book, The Wealthy Author, for the fly winners, for the lottery pot. So thanks for that. Is there anything somebody who wants to start and follow your advice there to put content out there and choose the way to write a book? Is there anything else he or she should know that we didn't cover here?
I mean, I'd say we covered a lot of ground already. I would just say that just view your book as something that can help you beyond the book royalties, because there's plenty of additional ways to make money with the book. I definitely talked a lot about that in my book, The Wealthy Author, but like affiliate links, we mentioned that already.
Yes.
Turning your book into a training course is another way. There's just so many ways to grow your business and monetize with a book if you are very creative with it.
Yeah, and what special royalties are you talking of?
I'm just saying there's more to the book royalties, like the amount of money you make per book sale.
Yes. So that's my aim. So you have training courses and so many courses on your YouTube channel, and you're an Udemy also with 20 plus courses. And I never decided to go there, but does it make sense? So this is a very low cost rate, right?
Yeah, it's a great place to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you just sell them in a bundle, or you sell them separately?
I sell them individually and sometimes in bundle, but usually individually.
Okay, so people have to go to the Udemy platform?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's where they go.
Okay, so this is another way we could profit from the book. Of course, it's it brings expert status if you're an author right away, right? And we could monetize it in so many ways, and we could make a training course of it. That's of course a good idea. and I will follow the pre-order launch here that you just told me. I will follow that. So any other idea or tip we need to share before we wrap it up? Because we are both sort of in a hurry. You have the next interview coming up.
Yep.
And me also.
I mean, I'd say that a lot of the insights I share will help a lot of people, but it's only if you implement. So instead of overwhelming people, I'd say we just leave it at that. There's a lot of nuggets already in this episode. And I feel like if you implement, that's when you really start to learn and be able to grow your business with books.
Yeah, without implementation, just knowledge is not enough, right? We need to implement it. That's key. So I will mention that everything we told you told us, and we covered here in the show notes, as well as the links to the book also, so people can get the book directly here from Amazon. And I will get it myself. I didn't manage to read it until now, but I will. So thanks so much for being here today, Marc, and for sharing your insights with my listeners, especially on the book topic here. And have a wonderful day.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. And greetings to your brother and mom, right?
Definitely.
Okay, bye, Marc.
Thanks for listening in. I hope you got new inspiration to seek help and surrender to love no matter what situation you're in. Hopefully you could take away that transformation is possible. By getting the right support, you can embrace life joyfully and enjoy your life on your own authentic terms. Please rate and review the Freestyle Your Life podcast on freestyle-your-life.com/podcast if you like today's talk, and make sure you qualify for the amazing I Love the Fly podcast giveaway by subscribing and referring 3 friends to the Freestyle Your Life podcast. All experts and myself are happy to assist and support you. Just reach out to us. Thanks for joining us today, and don't forget to tune in next Thursday and listen in to your next inspiration on how to freestyle your life. You'll learn another priceless shortcut on how to break free and restyle your life on your own authentic terms. Becoming authentically you will ease your life and business. Remember, Fly Nation, break free and fly. Looking forward to talk to you next Thursday. Bye.